I got you. Starting. Just tell him he'll turn it off.
All right, guys. All right, everybody. Welcome to Pase. So Pase stands for Product System Education. So you get to learn about the product, what does it take to build a massive business, and you have fun. Because whether a better place tonight to be that here at Pase. So to get started, who wants to know how to make money in this business? Yeah. Awesome. So to get to know how to make money, we're gonna have a very fire up young GNY. And every time I see him, I know he's on the hunt. He qualified for Code 300 with flying high, and he's gonna teach you how to do a solid, healthy 150 PV. That's what you get paid in this business. So without any further ado, let me welcome Mr. Matt.
Thank you, Darwin, my man. He's fired up.
Yeah.
All right, so tonight I'm gonna show you how to sell 50 PV and do 150 PV. But let me give you a little backstory. Like when I first joined this business, being a science guy, like I looked at the supplements like Double X and the excess drinks. Like I thought there's all these chemicals in it. Like sometimes knowledge is good, but maybe sometimes too much knowledge is bad, you know. So I was a little closed-minded. So I had to open my mind a little bit. And like I tasted the Double X, like it tastes like basil. Like there's no chemicals in this, man. Like, you know. And then like the vitamin B12 energy drinks, like I heard like I don't want those shots at like when I'm 50, 60, those $50 shots every day. So, you know, so I started on the program. And now I got more open-minded. I'm glad I'm doing it. And I recommend everybody to like do the products, eat the products, consume them, you know? Good for your health. You don't want those medications, those shots, man. So let's get started. So here's my basic plan of consuming about 120 PV.
Wow.
I do more. Like what made me a believer of Nutrilite was that twist tube, like how it destroyed the oxidation and reversed the the antioxidant. It was amazing. Like when I saw that, I was just like, wow, man, like incredible. So with the energy drinks, I take about 2 a day. Like I'm starting to do the Charlie D'Urso plan.
Yep.
And that's about 0.78 PV a day. And then for the drinks, for the French vanilla and chocolate milkshake drink, not milkshakes, meal replacement drinks, all plant-based. I take about 1 a day, and that's about equates to like 0.78 PV as well. And then for the Double X, man, amazing. Like even if you don't eat the perfect diet, you'll get all the vitamins and minerals and vital nutrients in your diet by consuming them like twice a day. That's about, sorry, I'm cheating a little bit. 0.78 PV as well. And then there's many bars that I eat. Like I eat about 1 to 2 bars a day. Like right here, I have the chocolate berry blast up there. Gives good energy, you know, it's a good little snack during the day. You know, like a good snack. That's about 0.3 PV a day, give or take, you know. It's just a raw estimate, you know, no problem. And then like I did the Nutrilite product recommender. Like I don't get enough fish oils in my diet, man. So I started taking it recommended to start taking that omega-3 Supplements. Now I was about to say pills, but supplements. That's something, you know, I'm working on too. And that's about 7.8 PV a day as well. And then liver support, like, I'm not an alcoholic, like, you know, I'm so, like, you know, so much about knowledge, like, I never got buzzed in my life, to be honest with you. But, like, he told me, like, you know, it takes out the preservatives, like, from the chemicals and foods and stuff. I take about 2 a day, and I'm going to cheat to the little cheat card again. That's about 3.38 PV a day. And that all equates up to like 4 PV a day that I'm consuming myself, which 30 days is about 120 PV for me. And then here's the products that I sell. My dad, he started liking the blackberry cola, cherry cola drink. He drinks about 1 case a month. I get about that. And then he loves the Perfect Pack. He started buying that from me, and he loves, like, you know, nutrition and stuff like that. And then liver support as well. He started, like, doing that, you know, like, just cleaning out his liver a little bit. Just for his health, you know, he's getting older. He's going to need some more supplements. So, you know. And then placing orders. So what I do for placing orders, you know, every month, every start of the month, the first day I try to like place my order right away, get started the right way. So I guess the last couple days of the month, I do my ditto. I look at what I want, like I want this product, I want that product, I want these products, like get the essentials I need, and then maybe a couple more products that I need. And this is what I do a month, like before it starts. Like at the first day of each month, I order about 180 PV.
Wow. Let's do every month.
Whoa. And this is where I'll teach my downlines too. And definitely when I get more, I'm working on the downlines. I got 2 right now. I'm working on it. You know, like I want to teach them the same way, you know, so they can get started right. They consume the products, you know, and they can teach their downlines, you know. This is where the business mentorship comes in to play. Like I said, like that slide. And if I get 50 to do that, I'm basically not platinum, but if I do that for 12 months, Q12 platinum then, you know. Any questions? You guys are awesome today, man. You're fired up, man. All right, darling.
All right, man. This is not his first time speaking, right? Chris, even have some time left, man. You are keep it like that. Good. Because we love you. Now, with that, I'm gonna, you know, you did such a good presentation. I gotta follow up, man. I'll drink one. And if everybody, I'll drink one. If anyone wants to share, I'll take one more. So now, we're gonna play a video to showcase some of our flagships.
What is Amway? It involves over 450 exclusive products, but it's not a store. It provides a way for people to earn extra income, but it's not a get-rich-quick scheme. And millions of people are working with Amway, but it's definitely not a 9-to-5 job. Amway provides an opportunity, and that's what the direct selling industry is all about. It's a $166 billion industry that has nearly 17 million people in North America involved. Amway is one of the most successful direct selling organizations of all time. It was started back in 1959, and since its founding, Amway has always been about personal connections. This is Emma. For the cost of a night out with friends, she recently started an Amway business. She's joining a network of entrepreneurs who have discovered the freedom and flexibility that comes with being their own boss. Amway independent business owners have the opportunity to sell exclusive, high-quality products that customers need and use every day, and they get to do it on their own terms. Emma can work wherever or whenever she wants, in the mornings, on the weekends, from her kitchen, or outside. Sure, starting a business takes work, but it's also a convenient way to earn extra income while working around any schedule. And though Emma works for herself, Amway independent business owners are never working by themselves. As their business grows, so does their team. From the start, they're a part of a support network that's available to share advice and learn mentorship, because there's enough opportunity to go around. We are Amway.
All right. So we have our next speaker to talk about our amazing product, eSpring. One thing that you'll see that they're not a professional speaker, and in my opinion, this is my opinion, it's better than being a professional speaker. Professional speaker, you can talk about whatever, cars, flying, and you don't actually have to do it. You can just talk about it, but you're so good that you're so convincing. They're doing it. They're doing what they're telling you. And the next gentleman that will be on is Dava. He's gonna talk to you about eSpring and how much what you can gain from it. How are you, Dava?
Good, how are you?
I was looking fresh.
All right, thank you. Okay, so a lot of you know me. My name is Dava Surti, personally sponsored by Nanda and Sangeeta themselves. So how's everybody doing today? Good, right? So eSpring is one of Amway's leading water purifiers in the world. Now, there are so many purifiers out there, right? So people always ask me, like, well, what makes yours so different? And why should I buy yours, you know? A lot of things is, we have a UV light that destroys viruses and diseases. A lot of people don't know about. Another thing people don't know about, I'm gonna do a demo, is majority of the water that we drink has chlorine in it. The only way to test it is using OTO, which is something people use for the pool to detect chlorine. Now, I got a water bottle right here. I drank half of it. So I'm gonna do a little demo. I'm gonna put a little bit of OTO in it, and you're gonna see the water turn yellow. Now, do you really feel safe drinking all that? No, right? When you cook, you mix onions and all these vegetables, right? Did you know all that chlorine is being sucked up in the vegetables? And you're eating that. You're eating chlorine. You're making your kidney work harder than it should be, right? So let me do the demo real quick. Still looks a little clear, but you can see it turning yellow really fast. See that?
Oh, wow, yeah.
So that's
bottled water?
Yeah, that's a bottle of water.
No, did you buy it or did you fill it up with tap water?
No, I bought it.
Whoa, what?
Yeah.
That's scary.
This is purified water.
Purified.
Right? I've been making my kidney work harder.
No, it's bottled water.
Yes.
It's not tap water.
No. Bottled water.
Work it up again. What?
What's the brand?
It's Wesley Farms. Right? So I had success selling eSprings, okay? I show people the benefit of having an eSpring. You know, if you have kids, I don't know why you should not be carrying one in your house. It's definitely good for kids. You remove so many particles from your water. You know, people say, oh, I just got a Brita filter. You know, I laugh at when people say, I got a Brita filter. That's like buying a car and driving your bicycle everywhere. I mean, what's the point, right? That's pretty much what you're doing. You're just wasting money on Brita filters. It don't work. So this chlorine, if I put it, if I put this in the Brita, I mean not Brita filter, our filter, the eSpring, it will turn pure. It will turn clear. You know, our system makes the water taste great, odorless, no particles. It's pure. And I have a little demo kit right here. You can buy it on our website for $25. I mean, that's a small amount to pay to show people the effect, right? So it comes in a little bag. It comes in a box. This is what it looks like. This is not the actual size. You know, this is just a miniature demo. All right. So when you open it up, you have the motherboard on top. Then you have the bracket holding the motherboard and then the filter right underneath it. All right, so here's the filter. This is the base, obviously. So once you remove the bracket, this filter, you know, you just replace it once a year. It doesn't cost much. It costs about what, $70? That's nothing. That's nothing. And you see the UV light right here, right? This is what kills the diseases and viruses that's in the water. And the black part right here is all the filter, all the particles in the water, everything gets diminished. It literally, your water is coming out so clean. Like, you taste the difference. You'll be amazed how good it works. I also have a few price comparing worksheet right here. Now, on a 7-year basis, you're saving so much money than buying just bottled water for everybody in your family and cases, and you're living a very healthy life. You know, you're minimizing health. eSpring prevents 140 diseases and viruses that can be brought into your body. Let me just pass that around. Here, start right here. Look at this.
Oh God.
It looks like oil.
I want a piece of that.
That's disgusting.
I only put a few drops in. So a benefit of having an eSpring, you know, a lot of people have increased blood pressure and things like that. eSpring, drinking natural clear water can definitely reduce that. You know, a lot of people say, you know, my water is good, but you don't know that unless you get it tested, right? You can have corrosion in your pipes. You can have so many particles from the soldering that went into the pipes that are just flowing around your water every time you drink. There's rust from the pipes also. If you have PVC, I mean, plastic in general, if you put plastic bottle in your car and you leave it there, some of the chemicals from that plastic go into your water. A lot of people don't realize that. You're really damaging your kidney. You're really damaging your body on the inside. I have only 2 minutes. I mean, yeah, it's, you know, one thing someone told me was, oh, I boil my water. I'm like, okay, you got rid of the disease or virus, or maybe killed it or made it inactive. But, you know, there's still particles that are inside the water. Has anybody ever used, what is that, what? Hand sanitizer, right?
All the time.
So they say they kill 99.9% of the germs, which it does, but it's still on your hands. You gotta wash your hands, right? Otherwise, it's still there. You touch somebody, you're giving them your dead germs, right? So that's what you're doing with the water. You're you're drinking all the particles and all the viruses that are dead. There's no need for it. It cost us about $600. You can sell it for about $1,000, $1,200. I sold my first eSpring for about $850. I can easily sell the second one I have for the same cost, but honestly, this is worth the $1,200. In the long run, you're really saving yourself. You're really saving other people when you sell it too. They'll realize it once they get it, right? So why would you downgrade your product? It's not worth it. All right, and time.
Wow. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you. Anybody want to drink some?
That is something else. And this is tap water. I mean, this is bottled water.
Yes. Yeah.
Looks like it might glow in the dark.
That's a powerful demo, though. So who?
Can you share with us how you sold your?
Basically, I've been walking around. One of my neighbors moved in actually, and he was thinking about buying a Brita filter. Like, it's like buying a car and driving a bicycle. I told him about the eSpring. I told him I'll give it to him for a discount. He said, "Yeah, why not?" And he loved it ever since. The second one, somebody told me to sell it to them for the amount of money that I got it for, and I told him no. It's worth a lot more than how much I paid for it. I paid for it because I'm in the business. Either you join me, or you can buy it for $1,200. So,
That's right.
right?
Did you do financing?
He did pay $1,200 discount.
That's awesome. And when you really think about it, there's a lot of people that buy bottled water. And when you go to the store, you're like, oh, water is bottled. Why should I get the more expensive one? I should get like the one that is on sale. That was powerful, man. So who saw this demo for the first time? How many of you were like, are you guys magicians turning water into like yellow water? How many of you saw this for the first time? And I also see new people here. And we really want to get to know you. So come on up, introduce yourself, what's your name, who invited you, and what you're excited about. I know you're excited about not buying yellow water, but come on up. I know there's a few of you, so come on up. Oh, I got for you.
All right.
All right. Got one more person? Okay, so your name, what are you excited about, and who invited you.
Hi everybody, my name is Arlene, part of Jonathan and Arlene. I'm actually from San Diego. I'm in the LOS of Charayo and Petui. My diamond is Chase and Rastogi. So I came for my mother-in-law, who is my downline, and I came to support her today at this Pace.
Awesome, thank you. So now I feel like this crowd. Oh, we're gonna do new. Oh yeah, this is the first Pace of the month. Do you guys know what happened the first Pace of the month? Does anybody know what happened? First Pace of the month? We do team recognition. So in this business, you get recognized every time you've done something great. Not like every time you pick up a pencil or you erase something. But when you achieve, when you achieve your goals. So do we have any 100 PV in the room?
Yeah.
Any new hundreds? All right, come on up. Come on up, sir.
Yeah.
All right, so your name?
My name's Nate.
Okay.
I'm sponsored by Anthony and.
He knows the drill. Are you sure he's 100 PV? He knows the drill already. So, your name is, I'm a little short. So. So your name?
My name is Nate.
Okay. Well, we're gonna go one by one.
One.
So, okay, Nate, who is your sponsor, and how do you reach 100 PV?
Anthony and Sharon.
All right.
And Rohit and Julia, my platinums.
Awesome.
And I was 100 PV by buying another product myself and selling to my family and friends.
Awesome. Give her a round of applause. So, after 100 PV, what comes next? Activate it. So whoever reached 150 PV, that means you did the minimum, but you went the extra mile and get your 5150 check. So you're gonna get a check in the mail for $50.
All right.
You excited about that?
Yes, sir.
All right. And how did you reach 150? Because you already did 100, right?
150.
Also, you did 150.
Yeah.
Awesome. So I don't have a plans for him. Unless you did 300. I'm gonna keep you all the way to 1,000 then. All right. Next, 300 PV. They're coming up.
Just ask any new things.
Any new pins beyond 300? You go working in the neck? Okay. Now, to talk about now. I think you need a joke. You're so serious now. And like all these water got you like, oh my god, so deep thoughts you got not going on. So this is this lady, right? And she works with the church, and she's very into the church, and she's married to a scientist. And this kid is growing up, and he's starting to ask questions, and the kid asks, he goes to her mom and says, "Mom, where do we come from?" And the lady said, where God created the earth, and after that, because she's really into church, after God created the earth, he created human beings, and we evolved. And then he goes to his dad, and his dad, so that's a scientist, PhD, says, "Oh, no. What happened to us was we evolutionated. We came from monkeys, and from that, on and on and on, we became humans." And the kid is really confused. So he goes to his mom. "Mom, I don't know who's telling the truth, because Dad told me we come from monkeys, and you saying that." He's like, "Relax, Mark. He's talking about his side of the family." All right. So now to talk about 4 basics, ABC, ABST, and how to qualify people and selection. We have one of the most insightful teachers in this business right now. I mean, every time you cannot be around him and not laugh, like at any event. And he's just gonna get your notepads ready because he's gonna give you a lot of information in a short time. So we welcome Rohit Tyagi.
All right. What's up, guys? You fired up? Okay, awesome. All right, guys. So my name is Rohit. Rohit and Julia. We're blessed to be sponsored by Vinay and Mamta Shankar, and excited about the growth in all over the team. And we're really blessed to be in Nanda and Sangeeta's EDC going team. And this team definitely has a momentum, and we want to keep it that way. We want to grow from it. And this year, we really have a goal of taking it to the next level. We want to supercharge our business and bring in a lot of quality people into our teams, and basically grow the business with from the position of strength. Okay. So today our topic, what I'm going to talk about is how do you become a professional in sponsoring people and bringing the right kind of people. Over lately we've been talking a lot about, hey, having the right posture, taking people through a process before bringing them into the business. Now, why is that? It's not that the way that we have been doing things till now has not been working. It's just that with every business, if you don't continue to improve, you will get left behind. And certain things that we have identified over time that could work better, obviously all the leaders, the diamonds, they'll take the initiative and make those changes. All right. So I have a couple of disclaimers, like every talk. This does not apply to everybody. Okay. If you want to continue to be an amateur at sponsoring, don't listen to this. If you want to, seriously, if you want to be a professional and you want to take your game to the next level, then pay attention. Second disclaimer, a lot of times when something new is being, some improvement is being promoted, or we're trying to teach something new, and a lot of us have the kind of very indifferent attitude towards it. Oh, this may be another new, why it's the same thing. The attitude is like, it's the same thing, why change something if it's not broken? Well, it's not that. If you don't have 9 growing legs in the system, and last year if you didn't sponsor 2 people every month, then you need to pay attention. And that's why me and Julia are very eager to learn this from, Nanda, Kumar, and all the leaders. We just heard the CD by Bill Hawkins. He talked about Trevor Baker. Trevor Baker for 10 years was a Ruby, but then in a year and a half, he broke 11 platinums. Okay. So that means that he was doing something right, and now his team is just popping, right? So that's the second disclaimer, is that you got to be humble and learn new things, and not just continue to think that you know what you're doing, because all you have to do is go back 12 months and see what was the track record. Last time we were at 1000 PV leadership, and Nanda was talking about something called entrepreneurs and wantrepreneurs, right? Something called thinkapreneurs. A lot of people think that they're doing the right things, but if you look at the results, they're not matching up. The latest book of the month, there's a chapter called Illusion versus Reality. And that's the exact situation. It's illusion versus reality. Okay? So don't get fooled by your intention that everybody, how many of you intend to sponsor 2 people this month? Personally. Okay. Now, don't raise your hands. How many of you have been doing that for the last 12 months? Or last 6 months? Or last 3 months? Continuously? No, right? If the answer is no, you got to introspect and say, you know what? Something I need to change. Okay? So, with that disclaimer, let's talk about what are we doing. So, you know, in the CD, I heard a great analogy where Bill Hawkins says that, you know, we're not recruiting people, we are selecting people, right? College football, they recruit players. The National Football League selects players, right? Have you ever noticed, I'm a big sports person, so I noticed like in college football, right, the coaches actually go to the players' homes and they please the parents. They sit there, they sell the program, like our university is the best. You need to join us because they're not paying the players and they know their players could go anywhere, you know? So they're really selling themselves and they're selling their company. They're selling their university that this is the place to come. But the NFL, they send scouts to check you out. Is this guy good enough? Can he run the 40-minute dash? How high is his vertical jump? How can he help? You know, they're not recruiting, they're selecting, and then in the draft, they select the person. There's a big difference. Where do you think the person has more posture? The National Football League. Now, why? Because they're going to pay them millions of dollars. Now, guess what? If they select the wrong person, like a lot of teams have done, they end up losing millions of dollars. In our case, we don't lose millions of dollars, but we lose money and we lose time if you select the wrong people. Okay? So, selection versus recruitment. We are not selecting. We're not recruiting, we're selecting. So no longer we are trying to sell a prospect about our team. We're actually trying to see whether they fit the standards, they meet the standards of our team. How many of you in college, you don't have to raise hands, but been clubbing, right? If you, like in college, you know, we used to try to go to clubs, right? We used to go to clubs, right? And let's say this is the club, right? This pen doesn't work. This one, hopefully, okay, there you go. And there used to be these really bulky guys standing outside, right? Right? They're called bouncers, right? Because they can bounce you like a ball, right? Now, their job, right, is to, they know that inside, we know that inside is a place of happiness, right? Right? Yeah. No, just take my word for it, okay? So I would go with a couple of my, you know, guys, right? And this really exclusive places, right? They won't let you in. No, you can't go in. There's a line, right? That guy is selecting people, okay? And he's protecting what's inside. He knows what's inside. He knows its value. And he knows these people are hungry, all right? In India, there's places where if you're by yourself as a man, they call them stag. And you can't even go in. Forget it. You have to have a date, right? Yeah. So we would like go up to a group of girls and like just pretend that you're with us and let us in, you know, things like that. You remember Venkat? Yeah. He knows what I'm talking about. All right. Let's say this is you, okay? First thing to remember is what are you representing? What are you in front of? You have Amway, right? You have Brit Worldwide. You have your upline. You have access to the amazing products that these guys did a wonderful job of representing, right? You have access to all this information that I didn't even know existed before I joined this business, right? You have access to mentorship from people who have been financially independent for decades, people who've built multi-million-dollar businesses and who are willing to coach and give their mindset to you. If somebody who is outside of this room, he has no idea the place of happiness, what it holds, but you do. So one thing, for goodness sakes, you got to realize what are you representing? Because a lot of times people say, you know what, I talk to sharp people, I talk to people who are successful, and they're not impressed. I'm like, because you're not impressed. They're not impressed because you're not impressed. You're trying to sell something, whereas that you have no idea how to represent what you have. You know? So you got to really, really hone in on this, that what are you representing every time you step up, okay? That will give you a attitude. Now, this is another thing that Nanda has been teaching. What do you lead with? Do you lead with the product? Do you lead with the business? Or do you lead with an attitude? You lead with an attitude. When you're going and prospecting someone, Venkat, you're not leading, hey, here's a double X, here's what it can do, you want to buy it, or do you know how to sell it and make some money, or I have a business, you want to join me. No, you lead with an attitude that I have a great business that I'm partnered with. I have a great team of people that I'm partnered with. I mean, I'm partnered with some people who have built, I mean, I don't know, legacies, right? I'm going to select a few people that I think will fit that standard. When you have that attitude, the other things will fall in place after that. Okay. So now, why do you think if I can just simply go up to Papu, and if I just simply say, hey Papu, I'm a business owner, I'm in the local area, I'm expanding. Are you looking for a business opportunity, right? Okay. That versus me saying that, hey Papu, you know what, you really impressed me. I'm working with a very successful businessman, and I don't want to make any promises, but I think I might have something. If you're a business-minded person and if you keep your options open, I would like to sit down for a cup of coffee and see if there's something we could do together.
Sure.
Right?
Can I have your number?
Sure. So now, when we exchange numbers, right, and when I meet with him, I'm going to take him through a series of questions that I'm going to go into when I talk about mechanics, right? Why is that? Why is that we are taking somebody through this process? Now, by the way, how many of you know what I'm talking about? Have you heard the CD? Do you know about the process, right? Do you know about the posture, right? Now, why are we simply not just sponsoring? Venkat, can you answer that? Why are we just not answering rather than taking the people through that process?
So we need to select the good people. We need to select the good people and set their mindset before coming to the business. Right?
Brilliant. Awesome. Give him a round of applause. We're doing two things. Number one, we're selecting the right people. Number two, we're preparing them for business ownership. A lot of times we bring in good people, but we don't take the time to prepare them for business ownership. And guess what? 6 months into it, they're not even on standing order. They're not even on tech tools. They're not coming to associations. Because we never took the time to set the stage on what you need to do to succeed in this business. That this is a business. If you want to make a couple of $100s, I don't want you to come to any meetings. But if you tell me that your goal is to make a residual income of even $1,000 a month, do you even know what that is? That's $12,000 a year residual. That's a $100,000 asset. And if you think you're just going to sit home and build that, well, I'm your friend. I'm telling you honestly, it's not going to happen. Let's change your goals. Let's scale down. Maybe you just want to be a prosumer, but let's not fool each other, right? So preparing people for business ownership. Okay, you set their mindset, and that's what we do at the follow-up. Okay, and I'll go into that. Now let's talk about the mechanics. Okay, so now you know why we do this. I'm giving you the disclaimers. Hopefully, everybody's in for being a professional, and you open your mind to learn. Now let's talk about mechanics. Now, anybody who's new, you will start with your A and B list. Right? A is your close friends and family. B is your acquaintances, people that you know from work, people that you know through other institutions. The only recommendation I'll give is that you got to exhaust this list. You have to go through this list, and what you're really doing with this list, it's a privilege because you're really sharpening your skills with this list. You're not really, in this case, let's say your A list, right? Your mother-in-law, right? She got started. That's your A list. It was, even if she had said no, hopefully if you had done the approach the right way, it would have sharpened your skills. It would have given you experience. Because what does Bill Britt say? Go through your friends and family, then you're ready to get your business started, right? And that's true, because what you're really trying to do in your A and B list is you're learning this business. You're not really dependent on your A and B list to become a millionaire, okay? You got to pay a price for that, okay? So now, another thing that Bill Hawkins talked about that Nanda has been teaching is two different kinds of approaches when you talk about the business. There's a who approach and there's a what approach, right? Now, anybody over here who has practiced their, story would like to share? Anybody, if you would talk to an A list, let's say, or B list. Let's say you would talk to a coworker. Anybody would like to share their story? I don't have much time. You want to come? Okay, give a round of applause. So you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yes.
Okay, great. So you're talking to who? B-list? A-list?
A-list.
A-list? Wonderful. Come up here. All right, so I'm your cousin, right? And you're giving me a call. You can get to the story part. We don't have to do chit-chat.
Hey, myself and my friend is working with a good businessman who is mentoring us to get start ourselves and do some side income during our part times. Would you be interested to do, or are you open?
Okay. Okay, great. So I like it. You're saying that you and your friend and somebody is mentoring us. Another businessman that we got connected with is mentoring us. Great approach. Give him a round of applause. Now, you got to be prepared with what? One answer, right? One answer to what is it, right? And you have to have a small answer, but remember, don't get into a Q&A. But use the who approach with A-list. I recommend it because what the who approach does is it borrows credibility from somebody else, it diffuses the pressure from yourself, and it allows you to basically revert all the things that they're going to ask to that person, you know. And you could be by yourself making that call. You know, I could call, hey Anil, what's up, man? Hey, listen, you won't believe this, but I ran into a very successful businessman, and you know, few months ago, and I started, you know, kind of meeting with him and associating with him. You know what? He's kind of coaching me in my own business now, and he's teaching me how I can build an asset outside of my job in my spare time. I know he's looking for a couple more people. You were the first guy that came to my mind. You know, this may or may not be for you, but are you open-minded to making more money also? Now, if he says yes, great. I need to connect you with him. Okay, let me find out when we can meet, and I'll kind of take you through a process that he took me through. Awesome, it's going to be exciting. Okay, that's an A-list, right? You know, you have to be a little bit excited because he's your friend, right? Approach, same thing with B-list. Okay, so I'm not going to go into that, but learn about the who approach. Get your script, get your story down pat, like perfected. Okay. If anybody thinks that having a story is weird, just be honest, right? If you feel it's too much overkill, just do it. You know, just do it. It works. You know, it really does work. Okay. Now let's talk about C-list. The biggest thing about C-list is that you're not going to become an overnight wonder with this approaching strangers. You know, this is a skill that you have to learn over time, and just be willing to go out and fail and adjust and learn. But the biggest thing is take advantage of the resources that are available. So we have 9 talks that are part of our Fire Up Your 4 Basics in our that's part of our team. Get the document, buy all 9 of them. Get all 9 tracks, and this weekend just hammer it. You know, you're not gonna get everything right away, but you know what? When I was in the mode of learning how to do the 4 basics, I would listen to a particular talk literally every day. Why? Just to learn. And could get boring, it could get anything, but I just wanted to be part of my subconscious. I wanted to get to a point where if I ran into you anywhere, Venkat, my natural thing would be like, hey, nice shirt, hey, nice shoes, hey, nice this, hey, nice haircut, hey, whatever, right? But I want to start a conversation within like 3 seconds. Before coming up, I wanted to practice. I went down to the store, bam, I met an Indian couple, and right away I just started talking. You know, I just said hi, blah, blah, blah. That brings me to the next point, is learn how to make conversation. You know, it's not that difficult. First tip, you have to go out of the house. It's not gonna, no, you know what, it's funny, but a lot of people think it's just gonna happen. A lot of people think that, oh, live your life and it will happen. If I live my life, I will stay on my couch. My life was not hanging out all over the place, man. My life was just, hey, man, come home, you know, watch some TV and, you know, go to bed. That's it. Play fantasy football or watch football. That's it, right? All that stuff. Who are you going to meet then? No one. So you have to be deliberate, intentional in this area. Now, some people are very natural. They can just swing by a gas station and talk to the next guy. I've never been able to talk to people in gas stations. So I've tried it, but it doesn't work for me. For me, grocery stores, malls, those places are the best. So do I go to the mall only on Saturdays? No, I go there every day, you know, because there's always people there. I met Anthony on a weekday in a mall, you know, so you can meet people anywhere. I want to bring up Julia for a minute. You know, couples, you don't have to like be like, okay, man only goes, women go sometime else. We go together. We go together. Why? Because I'm very good at contacting couples by myself, but when she's with me, it's a whole new different dynamic because now she's engaging the lady, I'm engaging the guy, and we're finding out more information about this person. Contacting is not so much about you ramming information down their throats, it's actually finding information about them and finding the hooks where you can connect and then finally passing the message. And here's Julia. Anytime we have a chance, she always comes out with me. Weekends, we are always together with the kids. Sometimes we get babysitters so we can go together ourselves. Yeah, so you're asking, do you pay a babysitter dollars an hour so you can just go contacting? Absolutely. At least once a week, if not more. Why? Because we want that time together to go out and meet people. So here's Julia.
Okay. Hi guys. Hi. That was great, fantastic points, and it is true. I think it's you should make it a point to go out together as a couple to contact. You know, first of all, you are having fun together, building the business together, and that's one of the serendipities of the business is that you get to spend time together working on the same goal, right? As a husband and wife. I mean, if you guys like single, it's just don't worry about it. Sponsor couples, then you can teach it. When we do get babysitters now and then during the week maybe or on the weekend for a few hours so that we can go out and have some quality time without having to worry, holding the kids where they're running. It is important to go together. And when we are contacting couples, it's almost like doubling the results, and doubling the feedback. Because when he's talking to a guy, I'm talking to the lady, I'm not just chatting to keep her occupied. I want to also find out and feel out what's the situation in the family, you can find out a lot of things, like what's the ambition level. For example, I was talking about, actually it wasn't even when we were together, but I was talking to this one lady at YMCA. Our kids were taking class together, and after a couple of conversations, I was just asking, what do you guys do? What are you guys doing over the weekends? What are your interests and stuff like that? She says, oh, my husband loves to eat and take naps. So already, I know, probably not necessary to have him at the plant when I show her, the plant. So, you can find out a lot of things like that. So my job also, if we're having conversation with a couple, he's talking to the husband, I'm talking to the lady. If I have a great conversation and I see that there's a need, some women want to get out of the job because they want to raise their kids themselves, right? They say, I hate taking my kids to daycare and I hate picking them up late. There's a need already. Some women are stay-at-home moms and they're saying, I'm dying to get out to do something. There's another thing. So if I have a great conversation and I feel that there's a need, regardless of whether or not he prospects the guy and gets his number, I'm getting her number. Because if the guy is not interested, I can call the wife, and I can talk to her. So it's like 2 contacts in 1 shot, so it's really great. And even if the couple is great and everything is fine and both of them are ambitious, we already have a lot of feedback that we can relate to and we can bring to the business and relate the business to them as a family and as a couple. So I think Rohit is right. It is important as a couple to go out and contact and just have fun together, make it a date. We sometimes go out and if we feel like, okay, it's not going, somehow we're not getting to that group, we just sit down, Starbucks, have a cup of coffee, maybe go have a cake. He mostly has a cake, but we'll take a break, we talk about fun stuff, and then we go out and next thing you know, boom, 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 we're on the road. So have fun with it, guys.
Awesome. Thank you, Julia. And this is not when our kids became 7 and whatever age. It's not like just now that it's busy life. So if you have little kids, you'll have to do the same thing. Take some time out for yourself. You're building a business, okay? You're building a business. Don't let it just be, okay, it'll just show up on its own, okay? Now, contacting, learn how to break the ice, learn how to talk about small things. All conversation is small talk, okay? You don't have to come up with like world-shattering ideas or discuss politics or things like that. You just have to discuss weather, this, that, kids, small things to develop a rapport with somebody. Learn how to compliment people genuinely. If you like something about someone, you will definitely find something that you like about some guy. Or ladies, they'll find many things. Ladies can start conversations like this. compliment on their shoes, on their dress, on their earrings, or anything. So learn how to be good at those things. Okay, and then get your stories. Get your story, because when you're ready to drop the message, you have to be confident, and then get the answer to that one question. What do you do? Okay, I'm not going to go into that because there's plenty of resources for you to do that. I'm just giving you the framework of how the 4 basics you can progress somebody. Now, let's say I met Papu, and I called him up and I said, hey Papu, it was great meeting you the other day, right? Papu, you know what? I had a chat with my business partner, and you know what? There is a need right now. Like I said, I can't promise anything, but you know what? Let's have that cup of coffee we were talking about, right? We already prospected, everything was fine, we had a great connection. Guess what? If I didn't like him and there was no connection, I would not go to that stage. A lot of people say that, oh, people don't, but you know what? He's not very. What if the person is not responding? I like that's the key. Just move. He's not the guy for you. He might be able to be sponsored by somebody else, but not you. Find the guy who is connecting with you. Period. That's it. No more of these difficult questions. Okay. This guy. Well, there was a couple in our open meeting and said that we meet these couples. They're so nice, but then when we call them, they don't even pick up the phone. I'm like, do you want me to go to their home and tell them to pick up the phone? I mean, what do you want me to do? You know the answer to that question. That's, okay. The actual meeting. All right. QI, overview, meet and greet, call it whatever you want. We're going to continue to call it QI and overview. We don't want to confuse people with meet and greet or whatever, right? But the idea is we're meeting with them. If you're meeting in a common place, pick like a nice, don't pick like diners, don't pick restaurants which are loud and crazy. Pick Starbucks, Panera Bread, where you can find a corner and sit down where they're facing a wall or something, so that they're not distracted. Be friendly, be casual. Don't carry a huge backpack and a demo kit and your microwave and everything in there. Okay, just go without anything. Just go. Don't go in like a salesman. Okay, don't scare them in your first meeting. Okay, the first meeting is important to just build rapport, develop trust, and pass a little bit more message. Okay, so remember, selection versus recruiting. Somebody just told me that, you know what, I showed a plan, they said no. I'm like, how can they say no? They can't say no because we haven't even offered them anything, right? Before that point, you should have said no. Does it make sense? Was I telling you a story about a guy from Pittsburgh? Okay, so somebody no-showed me on a call. He was 5 minutes late. I said bye. He called me 20 minutes later. Sorry. I said too late. Sorry, I can't do business with people who don't respect my time. I'll do. I said, look, the only thing I can do is you can go to an orientation, but I'm not taking time. He said, okay, I'll go to an orientation. Goes to an orientation, calls me right after, fired up, that best thing I've ever seen. I said, okay. I said, look, I can't promise you anything yet. We need to meet again because I have a Q&A and I need to make sure that you're the right person for our team. Next day, he texts me, sorry, I can't join your team. I was like, when did I say that you can join my team? I said, I never offered you anything. I said, please mail my material back. That's it. And I said, I gave him a thumbs up. I'm not upset at him. I don't want you to be upset at him. I want you to remember he disqualified himself. And I would have said no to him anyway. Okay? All right. You are evaluating them. You should not be getting no's. Okay? When you meet them, let's say you do the QI. I'm not going to build the QI up. You got to talk to your coach. You have to work out your technique with your coach. Another vital tip. If you're not in counsel, God help you. Because if you're not having a feedback with someone, how are you going to learn? You think you're just going to go from nothing to an expert in this whole field just by yourself? No. You have to get the information from somebody who has done it, who's an expert. Okay? So, now, when you are ending a QI, the first meeting, I always like to give a CD. Some people like to give a book. I've given a book also. But I kind of give it depending on the person. Usually with young people, I like to give a CD because I want them to play it right away. I want them to sit in their car, and I tell them that you need to listen to this as soon as you sit in your car. Okay? That's one of your homeworks. Because I want them to start thinking right away. And from their point, after the QI, you invite them to an open meeting, and you take the process from there. Okay. Avoiding no-shows. How do you avoid no-shows when you're booking appointments? How many of you have no-shows? We all do. Okay, we all will. There's no denying that. Some people are just, they are. But a couple of things that I've noticed. If somebody says, yes, I want to meet you, don't be in a rush to get off the phone. That's like an amateur mistake. He said, yes, let me feel good about it for the next, 2 days. You don't even know what he said yes to. A lot of people, some people say, hey, can you come to the meeting? Yes. You didn't even ask where it is. What do you mean, yes? You didn't even ask me what time it is, how long it's for, where it's going to be, what do I have to wear? I already know this guy is faking it, So, if they're too easy to get, remember that, guys, okay? All right. Now, don't be in a rush to get off the phone. I like to say, hey, so Venkat, so you're confirmed then 7:45, right? Okay. Venkat, do you know where this place is? Where are you coming from? Are you coming from South Jersey?
Yes.
Okay, so you're going to take 76. That's a better route. I'm putting in his mind already the route or things like that are giving him connections to this place. And I'm also getting feedback of how is he responding to that? Is he rushing to get off the phone, or is he actually listening to me and then asking questions? So what time should I come? What should I wear? Things like that. Those are all good questions. And you can kind of tell whether this person. Then there's a couple of questions you can ask. Venkat, now understand, I'm a businessman. I respect my time. I respect other people's time. I'm confirming a seat for you for this event. Are you good with your calendar? Are you an accountable person?
Let me check my calendar and I'll reply back.
You already checked and you said yes, I'm coming.
Okay,
After
yes.
that. Yeah. Are you good with keeping your calendar appointments?
Yes.
Awesome. And Venkat, last minute cancellations are extremely hard to deal with and I don't reschedule. You're not the kind of guy who cancels last minute, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I say this with a smile. I say this with a very friendly demeanor, in a very kind, nice way. Not like I'm being obnoxious or I'm trying to boss him around. Remember, he's a professional. I'm trying to work with somebody who's at my level or above, always. Okay, so I extend courtesy, but I let them know that don't mess with me. I'm busy. I respect your time. I respect my time. Let's treat each other the same way. Okay? All right. Okay, another point is to avoid no-shows is text message the same day. Text message them in the morning. Whatever you want to send. Hey, when you get there, give me a call. Hey, I don't know if I mentioned, but the dress code is business attire. See you tonight. Hey, when you get there, give me a call because there's other meetings happening. I want to make sure that I find you and we have a time to chat. Right? Different things that you can say to confirm and get a response to see if they're going to come. When you're meeting with them, another key is, guys, I've seen sometimes people are doing a QI and they're chewing a gum. Come on. You can't be chewing anything. Don't eat food when you're doing QIs. Drink a cup of coffee. You don't have to eat your bagel right there and the cream cheese hanging down your, and you're chewing and talking. It's just, okay. After a meeting, after they have either met with you or they have attended an open meeting, remember, they are not in yet. Don't drool. Don't go hang with them. Don't think that they're your upline now, that at the open you're just hounding them. You've surrounded them from all angles. You're introducing them to the speaker's parents, your upline, platinum, diamond, EDC, double diamond, calling Kumar on the phone, introducing this guy. Relax. Let them go soon. Sooner the better. Okay? They should not be feeling, man, that this guy is desperate for me. Every time the person should leave wanting to come back. So a couple of things you can say is that, hey, the business meeting makes sense, Papu? Yeah, okay, awesome. Papu, what we need to do is, look, in order for us to decide whether you're the right person for this meeting, for our team, obviously the first step is that you like the concept. Now we need to get together. I have a few questions to go through, and then we'll take it from there. Okay? I have a couple of days open on my calendar. I can meet you on Wednesday or Thursday. Which one works better for you? Give him 2 options, book the appointment, and then go meet him. Okay? Post-meeting questions, you can call it whatever you want. Okay, now, last thing and I'm done. Number 1, attend phone teams. If you're not attending phone teams and if you're not getting practice in these areas, you're not going to go far. Okay? Make sure that wherever your phone team is, you are zeroed in on that phone team and you're there with an attitude to learn. If you're working with Nanda, man, there is no better excuse to go to his house, first of all, right? Go meet with him and listen to him and learn from him. If you're with Rajiv, same thing. Rajiv and Vinny sponsored 18 legs last year. Okay? So they know what they're doing and you can learn from them. Okay? All right. Now, last thing, and then I'm done. Do you think this will increase the ratio of the people, the ratio from the number of people you talk to initiate a conversation with to the number of people you sponsor. Do you think it will improve the ratio?
Absolutely.
Wrong. It will decrease the ratio. Because my question was tricky. It will increase the ratio of the people that you have qualified, invited to a meeting, and then they get started. But it will decrease the ratio of the number of people you're talking to, contacting. You know why? Because you're going to be disqualifying a lot of people. The reason I mention this is anytime that upline brings in a new, don't feel bad. That was a tricky question. Okay, you were right that you're increasing the ratio from the people that you finally bring in to who are getting started.
That's what I meant.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. But the initial number of contacts that we're making, from that to this, it will go down. So what does that mean? No longer you want to make one contact a day and expect to sponsor. No, you have to contact 2 to 3 a day at least, without fail, because you have to now really be aggressive and look for the right people. Make sense, Nate? You can't just get excited about any person you meet. No, you have to improve the number of increase the number of people that you're talking to, because you're looking for a certain quality in that candidate. Okay, so all this talk is a moot point if you're not making contacts. None of this matters. Your quality, your skill, your technique could be the best, but if you have nothing to call, nobody to call, it's not going to work. So every time we have something new, I know we're all excited, but the main thing is the main thing, which is number of contacts. How many days are you going out to add names on your list? And do you get satisfied if you don't add names, or do you get angry and next day you want to make up? Okay, so with that, I'm done, and here's back to Darwin.
Awesome, man. One more round for Rohit. So now we have a video we're gonna play right now, but Nate, let me talk this one. Do you remember a weekend in your life that was very, very emotional to you, and to this day you remember it? Because I can tell you about mine. The fall of 1994, The Lion King just came out. I was very, very young, and I saw that movie, and my dad and my mom had this piñata of Simba, and then this soccer started hitting that piñata, and they broke it all down, man. I was so upset, but that's a weekend that I still remember to this day. Then I went to a conference, and that conference changed my whole life, and I was like, the heck with Simba, man. I got it. So now we're gonna play a video about a conference that's happening at the end of September 30th, October 1st and 2nd. It's gonna totally change your life. So take it away now.
You got the bell ring, you got a dream of dreams, you be. I promise you, you have your eyes, you'll never be the same. You have just launched your business career. You have just begun entrepreneurship education.
You're going to find out today what you need to do to move your business forward. There is a wave coming, and we're going to grow. Nothing externally can stop us.
Bill says if one person in this entire Coliseum goes down and the whole weekend was worth it.
It's people to people.
Isn't it about time we started reaching out to each other?
If you understand, the heart should be right.
They wanted to change people's lives. How many lives are hinging on the decisions that you make on a daily basis? What we're all about and what this is all about, if you begin to see it, it's fighting. We're helping each other, we're uplifting each other, believing in each other, encouraging each other.
And you chose to do something different with your life, you're going to be so much further ahead.
Everything you do in this business is your ability to lead. No man ever stood taller than when he reaches over to lift somebody up. You're not really looking for a category, guys. You're looking for a bravery. The first ingredient of success is your great trade.
People stay in the business for one reason, and that one reason is the dream.
The dreams are free, but the hustle is sold separately. I was tired of going to work every day, commuting hour and a half. That's why we built this thing. So have that backyard toughness that how do I keep on going when things are not happening? Because it is not how you start, it is always about how you finish. Get your goals, establish the direction you like, but get in the trenches and fight the fight to win.
That's gotta get you excited, man. If that doesn't get you excited, I don't know what else. Because I remember before I went there, somebody told me, "Is this Amway?" And I had like a fever going down my head, and I was like, "Oh my god!" And I was feeling. When you come back, you're like, "What's up? What do you know about it?" And you get that assurance within you. Now, to talk about business etiquette, we're gonna have our leaders, Benay and Manta. By the way, Benay and Manta do a lot of work for putting on the schedule, making sure that the pace is all set up for us. So that's like anonymous and silent work. You just see us and do like, oh, Host was great, Rohit was great, but they're the ones coordinating all of this. It's like the Tom Brady, you know, it's like the quarterback guy. And then without because I know he doesn't like he likes the Eagle. Without further ado, let me welcome Benay and Manta.
Thank you, Darren. Great hosting. Thank you. I didn't keep it in the balls though, like Tom Brady did. All right, guys, we're Vinay and Mamta Shankar. We are blessed to be sponsored by Awesome Diamonds and then Sringari. And give them a big hand. So our topic today is business etiquette, right? We're going to talk about some simple stuff, some common sense stuff. And but how many of you had a good week? Yes. Short week. Yes, short week, work week. I'm talking about, right? Monday was a holiday, and people are complaining. People are complaining that, oh man, the next long weekend is Thanksgiving, right? It's a couple months away. So I said, you can take a long weekend anytime. And I told my colleague, I can take a long weekend anytime. I said, my boss was sitting across. He said, hey, Abhi, I need to take off on Monday. He said, why? I said, I want to experience a long weekend again. So he said, no, we're busy. You know this stuff. But I'm going to have Mamta kick it off. But we're going to talk about some basic stuff. You know, I want to give a big hand to Rohit. Rohit, that was awesome, incredible thing. And he put a lot of work into it. I know that he spent a lot of time preparing for it. I'm sure he and Nanda had conversations around what to cover, but that was really packaged very well. Don't you guys think so? Yeah. Right? So we appreciate that, and great training, everybody. I'm gonna have Mamta start off, but I hope you guys are excited about the business, right? And I know we keep seeing this video every Tuesday, every Friday, but you guys know that the function is in 3 weeks, right? It's coming up so fast, right? I remember the previous function we had was summer conference, and after that to FED was about 90 days, right? And we kept thinking, right, 90 days, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. And we had all these big things that we thought we were going to do, but guess what? It's only 3 weeks away, right? So, you want to go back and think that what have I done in the last so many weeks that have I worked hard on bringing somebody new to the function? But we still have 3 weeks. So it's, it's the effort that we put in between now and then that will help us to bring a new person to the function. You know what I'm saying? Right? So I'm going to have Mamta start off. We both will kind of tag team these topics that we're going to talk about. And it's stuff that you already know, right? It's common sense stuff that you already know. So the question you want to ask yourself is, are you doing these things, right? So I'm going to have Mamta start, and here she is, and we'll talk together.
All right. Thank you, guys. So, okay, let me get a show of hands. How many of y'all are not from this country? How many of you are immigrants? Okay. How many of you went to school? With a uniform? All right, everybody. Yeah, here in this country there is no uniform, but coming from wherever. Oh, if you went to a private school, yes, maybe some private schools do. But I'm getting to a point here, right? We all wore a uniform when we went to school. We had Monday, Tuesday one uniform. Wednesday was a different one because we had physical education, or PT we called it. Thursday, Friday, whatever was back to your other uniform, right? We had like 2 sets of uniforms. It was a big deal, right? Now, for those who did not wear whatever you were supposed to wear as part of your uniform, that nagging tie that was stuck to your throat, that was what was... It was that elastic thing. I don't know how many of you had that, right? You had to. It was a tie which had an elastic around it, and you put it at the back. So it was constantly like choking you throughout the day, and you just couldn't wait to get it out. Huh? Yeah, sometimes you still have to do it at work now, but you know what? We do it here in the business, but it's part of your uniform, right? Once you went to school, I remember if you did not have that tie, or if you did not have clean white socks, or if your shoes with your kids, your canvas shoes, that's what we called it, like it should have been like super white. You had to literally, I remember polishing my shoes every Sunday night, making sure it was bright white, right?
Yep.
So when you're children, you have ingrained all these things in your head that you're prepared for it. You will not go to school without any of those things missing. Remember, right? Because one, it was too much of an embarrassment if you would get caught for any of the things that you didn't do. And two, it was like, I don't know, some of us went to convents. Oh my gosh, the kind of punishments you would get with if you didn't wear even your tie right, or if your socks was not clean or your shoes were not clean. It was ridiculous. So we already know, and you have it ingrained in your head. So you know why when we come to this business opportunity, we say there is a certain dress code, right? There's a reason why we say that. So let's say, how many of you did sports or do sports even now? Okay. What kind of sport, Matt?
Baseball.
Baseball. How about you?
Cricket.
Cricket. One more. Baseball, cricket, gym. Softball. Oh, I missed you. You played. Okay. What else, Shalim? Squash, kabaddi. Wow, we can have all these events. By the way, you know, we have some champions. Sudoku. That is me. Nobody else. That's me. Anyways, what else? One other sport. Sumo. Tennis. Okay, I like all these sports. All these sports. I love sports. So let's say we had a softball promotion. We all went and played softball. Jean, we had a really good promotion, and you know we missed.
We could have used some better players.
Yeah, we could have really used some. Yes, but let's say we are going to have I think I want to say cricket, because there's so many people who know cricket here. Okay, we'll do cricket, and we'll do, how about one other game? Tennis. I like tennis. Tennis is happening right now. So let's say we have cricket, right? And we tell we need a big team for cricket, but let's say we'll do like, you know, what is the half of the thing that you do?
5.5.
No, you can't do 5.5. You need 10 players.
11.
So, okay, 11 players. But I'm saying, so let's say we have Venkat, okay, he's the team captain, and he says, okay, he chooses his teams, right? And you ask everybody to come to play cricket, like maybe in the next half an hour. We can have floodlights. I know the term. So we can have floodlights and we can all play, right? So what do we do? What should we do? You're the team captain, and we say we're going to play cricket.
Okay.
So what do we need?
So you need a bat, a ball.
Bat, a ball.
Stumps.
You need the stumps, the wickets, okay.
And if you based upon what ball you're playing, with what ball you're playing, you need supports like pads.
You need your knee pads, okay. Helmet, right? Okay. Now look at us. Will this work?
No.
How about that? No. How about that? No. Okay. How about our attire? How about my necklace and
cheerleader?
How about all that? Oh, cheerleader. Okay. Okay. What else? How about I don't know. What else? What else can we think? We have.
You should be in attire.
You should have the right attire, right? We are not prepared for a cricket game right now, right? In the same way, when you go to a certain place, you're expected to dress certain way. Like Minnie and I were talking, somebody was talking about going to clubs, like Rohit was saying. Going to clubs,
when we were in college days and all that, if you went to, let's say you went to, even here, I'm sure that's the same rules to go to a club. You need to have the right attire. Okay, so if you went to a club, and Minnie just said you cannot wear sneakers into clubs right now these days. I don't know back then if it was allowed. No, those days also. Oh, okay.
These days.
These days we haven't gone.
Next promotion.
Next promotion. So, you're not allowed to go into a club with sneakers. But what? Sneakers is the most comfortable thing. Why would you not allow somebody to wear sneakers? It's so comfortable. But you cannot wear sneakers to a club. You cannot wear sandals to play cricket. That's it, right? That's the rule. Like, my kids say, do you have ketchup? I say, why? What are you doing? I'm eating chicken nuggets. Where is ketchup? It's okay, you don't need ketchup. They say, Mom, it's the rule. With chicken nuggets, you've got to have ketchup. It's the rule. So things like that. There is certain things that you've got to do no matter what. So I hope I've drilled the dress code into you right now. There is a certain dress code that we have once you are a business owner, that you dress a certain way for the open meetings, you dress a certain way for Pase, and you dress a certain way for any other events. One of the first things I think we as leaders think is, for this association, what should be the dress code, right? And watch your leaders. If you're in doubt, always ask. I mean, these days we're so connected. We have so many ways to be in touch with our uplines. All you need to do is text them, what should I wear? Even if you've been in the business for 2-3 months and you haven't attended a BDS or a team meeting, you want to know what is the attire. So it's okay to ask that, right? And, I know it's summer and all that and people want to dress light, but also think as a business owner, whatever you do is magnified. Like what he said, what you do, your team will duplicate. So you set the standards right. One of the things I think Nanda and Sangeeta promoted long time ago, or I think it's still a very good rule to follow, is no jeans. I don't know if your jeans, to me, jeans could be a nice pair of jeans, which looks very professional, but somebody else may wear jeans that may be torn in a few places. And that is jeans to them. And it is jeans, so why not? I can wear that. So everybody's everybody's opinion is different, right? So just follow the rule. Don't be the exception, okay? Because in this business, we say we are all the exception to the civilians outside. We have the business opportunity. That's the great thing. But in the business, follow the rule. Follow what they say, right? The other thing quickly I want to talk about is payments. Yeah. So when you pick up products, you pay. I mean, it's a no-brainer. I think we already know about this enough, right? By now we all know. When you go back there, you pay when you pick up a product. You pay when you pick up your tools. You pay for your function when your upline says the tickets are out. You pay because remember, you are paying your upline, but your upline is paying for all downlines. So you are one of the downlines. So remember, you pay your upline one ticket, one money. Your upline pays maybe, let's say 10. So he has to pay 10 tickets and his upline has to pay for 500 tickets. So, it all adds up. So, we all follow certain dates and times, like placing your standing orders, your tool orders with your upline and all those things. So, payment is very important because because you want to make sure that you don't have anything gray, anything that you're not sure of. You're not sure if you owe, how much he owes me. I don't know if he paid, if he didn't pay, all those kind of things. So, we just want to keep confusion out, right? The other thing is being punctual. I know Nanda and Sangeeta have talked about this all the time, and we hear about this from so many leaders, just, come early, stay late, right? We've heard this so many times. But sometimes, you're just you wonder, oh, okay, I think I'm okay. I'll go a little bit late. But there's a reason. If you came early and if you stayed late, so many times we're just hanging out, we're just chatting about some things. And that day, maybe the day you did not hang out was the day we all just hung out and chatted about something. Maybe we were all talking about the last contact or how the previous with the contacting with posture went, and we all shared our experiences, and we actually had an opportunity to learn at that time, right? We were just hanging out, but we just happened to chat about it. So, and you missed out. So things like that, you don't know what you would miss. So also coming to the open and Pace on time, helping out, and I know we all do a great job at it. We all do a great job with dress code. We all do a great job with payments. I mean, I'm just saying that these are rules that we just start when you start a business. These are things that come with the business, right? So that way, when you do it right and when you do it as it is supposed to be, then you will teach right also, and it will be duplicated right. And with that, I want to give it to Vinay for the rest of the things. But really, when Nanda asked us to cover this topic, we were like, these are things that we do every day. So there shouldn't be no, we shouldn't say, oh, this is not a very fancy topic. Nobody likes to talk about it, from what I know. It's a very touchy topic. People say, oh, please, I don't want to talk about dress code. Nobody wants to listen. Or it's a very, I don't want to be the one to say that, hey, don't do this. Or what you're wearing is not right. You cannot say that to a person. That's why we teach this every so often. We're all doing great. And one other thing also, last thing I want to say is about cross-lining. Again, we're all doing great, but understand from your upline who is your upline, who is your downline, and who is your cross-line, and how information flows with each one of them. Okay, it does matter. It matters a lot how you talk with your cross-line about products, about your prospecting, about your business, and how you talk with your upline and how you talk to your downline about it. So with that, here's me.
Thank you. So let's talk about cardinal rules. Like Mamta said, right? These are not glamorous topics to talk about, but hey, guess what? There might be some things that you're doing, maybe you're not doing. Pay attention to me. Don't look at the Mahavi. All he's doing is just putting in the computer, right? So think about this. Let's talk about cardinal rules. How many of you guys have heard of cardinal rules in the business? Yes. Okay. Cool. Well, one of you. Awesome. Let's hear it. Tell me the first cardinal rule that you can think of. Huh? Don't cross line. Okay. Fine. Okay. What else? Check with your upline before you do anything, right? For the first time before you do anything, check with your upline. Why? Because maybe your upline has that experience. Maybe they did that before, it didn't work for them, and they can save you time and money, right? Makes sense? And in our case, I'll give you a classic example. We had this great idea that we're going to do a show in an apartment complex, right? And so we'll do like a grand opening in an apartment complex. So we went to the apartment complex, we rented the room. I mean, it was free. They gave us a club room. And so what I did was I went and printed about 600 flyers. There's just 600 apartments, right? I took a day off and I went, kept putting the flyers on each door, just hoping that nobody opens the door and comes out and looks at me, right? And God forbid nobody has a dog, yeah, right? And guess how many people showed up for that awesome grand opening that we had? Just show up. Huh? How many? 6? Okay, what else? Zero. No, actually 2 people showed up. One guy was an IBO who came to say, who's this other idiot who's doing this? The second was one guy who came and he asked Mamta, remember that guy? Good, no, guy. He asked about 30 minutes of questions about this product, about that product, and he didn't buy a single thing, right? And another time, you guys know Norristown, the beautiful city of Norristown, not too far from here, right? So there was a flea market. Right? And of course, we didn't know what a flea market is. So we said, you know what, we're going to go keep a table and, we'll put our products, our jewelry and all that stuff, right? Whatever products we had in the business. And so they said the table is, I think, $10. So I said, this is great. Can you imagine $10 for a table at a flea market? Let's do this. So we went and we kept our table, right? We put our products. And the next person over is selling buttons. Buttons, I'm not kidding, buttons like these, all kinds of buttons. And on this side, it is something else. And on the table over there, she's selling fried chicken, right? So all day long. This is all we saw. And guess how many people got products from us? Not a single one. One lady came and said, "How much is this product?" And she said, "What? Are you crazy?" And she just walked away. So then I told Nanda later, we did a flea market, and and he said, "Let me guess how much you sold." Nothing, right? I said, "Yeah, how did you know?" He said, "You should have checked with me." So don't do anything for the first time without checking with the upline, because they have the experience. They might have done it before. They might have known other people who did it and it didn't work, right? So, okay, what's the second cardinal rule? Don't pass negative, downline, or crossline, right? That's just common sense, right? But you know what? Here in the business, we become very friendly, right? We become very friendly with our friends in the business, and sometimes that line gets blurred, right? So, Papu, you're my crossline, right? We have a common upline in Nanda, but to me, you're crossline, right? You're my friend, but you're my crossline. So, if I came and shared with you, and this is worse when somebody is new in the business, right? Somebody is new in the business, and they love excess, right? I love excess too. Root beer is not one of my favorites. Out of the 35 flavors we have, root beer is 36 for me, right? But I'm not going to come and say I hate root beer. That product stinks, right? Now imagine some Papu just joined the business and he loves root beer, right? And I'm coming and talking all this nonsense about root beer, and he stops ordering root beer. So Paresh and Nanda get concerned. Why this guy used to order cases of root beer, now sales have dropped. Before you know it, Amway is going to discontinue the whole product line because you're not buying root beer, right? So if you don't like a product, if you don't like something, if there's something, you had a flat tire coming here, or you had a bad day coming here, your boss chewed you out or whatever, right? Leave that outside the door before you come here. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to come and share all your negative with your friends over here. And if there's a situation, if there's a problem, always take it upline. Right? Because your upline is the only person who has a vested interest in your success. Not your crossline, not your downline. Because crosslines can go, downlines can go, but your upline will always be there. Right? So you have to, whatever issues you have, take it upline. And what's the next cardinal rule?
Don't mess with money, ego.
Don't mess with money, ego, and spouse, right? Or partner, whatever. That's common sense. If there's a, like Nanda talked about cash, if you're buying a product over here, pay for it right away. Right? Don't mess with any of that. Don't mess with ego. That is a very big deal, right? Here we kind of, we have jokes and stuff like that, but there's a line. Don't cross that line making fun of somebody or ethnic jokes and stuff like that, because you can easily hurt somebody's feelings and they may not even tell you. And they may stop coming to the meetings because somebody insulted them or said something that hurt them, right? So just be careful of all these things. Is there anything else? Did I miss anything else? Cardinal rules? Anything else? Good, right? Now, the business is very simple. It's not complicated, right? But there are so many things that are just common sense that sometimes we forget. And Mamta talked about cross-lining. This is very big, right? When you're in the business, one thing you have to realize is that, like I mentioned earlier, the only person who has a vested interest in your success is your upline, right? They want to make sure you succeed. And so you have to be careful about when you become friendly with people who are not part of your team. You have to make sure that you maintain that line, because remember, we're all business owners, right? I remember a long time back, when we were kind of new in the business, we were moving from one place to another place. And I went and, of course, I'm friends with everybody in the team, so I went and recruited a few of my crossliners to help me move, right? And including Nanda, of course. Nanda just came to see, just make sure everything's okay. Now, guess his surprise when he saw all the crosslines in the team over there. Now, the thing is, what happens is, as we're doing stuff, we may share things, we may talk about things that might impact their business. Now, your upline has worked very hard to bring you into the team and bring others into the team. The last thing you want to do is blow them out of the business. So that's why cross-lining is very, 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 you have to be careful with it. And it's common sense, but a lot of the times we tend to forget that because we become very friendly, right? But like I mentioned, the business is simple. And I want all of you out, if you want to, I know Darwin talked about, we put together the schedule and everything. If you want to volunteer for a topic, come and talk to us, because we want to see more and more of you come and share from here. You know what I'm saying? And do you want to say anything?
Yeah, few things finally. I do want to, it was a great place today, Dhaval. That was great.
Yeah.
Your presentation. And again, like Rohit was saying, if you're confident about your products, and if you are confident, well, first off, for you to get confident, you've got to use it or at least know a little bit about it, right? So just find one or two products that you really want to get so good with, and before you realize it, you will be talking about it, and you will be talking about it to sell it. So great job, great demos, and so what you did today was with bottled water. We have done it with tap water in the past. So we have another opportunity now for people who buy bottled water to, this is right there, you can say, and it says on that brand, purified by reverse osmosis. They can say whatever they want, and you can prove it to them that that's all junk. I was going to say something else, but that was all junk. That's not right, what they're saying, right? So, and what else I was going to say? And Matt, we could not tell that it was the first time he was talking. But and you guys have seen him grow, right? Even in terms of talking and presenting, you've seen him grow. So, great job, Matt. That is, awesome, and so good to see you and you know what? He broke it down by day. In a day, he just showed what, 6, 7 products?
Yeah.
So he said he does about 4 to 5 PV a day. How many of you all can do that? Go back home and check each and every product that you're using, including your toothpaste, your shakes, your whatever you're using, and go and see how much PV you're doing per day, and it will either motivate you or scare you and say, no, you got to be doing something. So that was awesome. That's a very good representation of what he's doing, and it's a really good example that you're setting for the other singles on the team. And the reason is because as a single, it's very easy to just do anything. You're not I don't want to use accountable, but you're not really and good word. You're not really answerable to anybody. You are accountable, but you're not really answerable, right? And I think last week somebody was talking that if you take the time to every day go back into anywhere, even on your phone, on your notes, maybe you can do this. And I used to do this before, and Vinay has taught me this habit. It was every day, see how much you're spending everywhere. It could be for something really simple. It could be that you spent on the bus some money, then you went, you paid toll somewhere. It's small things. It could be anything that came out of your pocket. Keep track of it and see where it is going. Even if you do it for 1 week, you will see where you are spending and where you can actually watch, how you're spending.
Welcome to the Pase meeting.
Welcome who? You?
No.
Yes, welcome to the Pase. And I know, this is a great place to be on a Friday night. We all will, we all agree. So, welcome again. And, just, go out there and welcome to Gunatu. I know you just came, but yes.
Okay, with that we are done, guys, and back to Norton.
I got Kamara Basmane. And just some closing announcement at the product room. Victoria has the keys, so she'll be in charge of it. And then you have the tools here. Come and look at I'm sorry, Julia. And come here and look at the tools, the books, and the CDs. And mark these dates in your calendar. September 30th, October 1st and 2nd. What we got going on? All right, if it is, so talk to your Oakland. Then before that, September 20th. It's a Tuesday night. If I were you, I don't even plan on getting sick. If you feel like something is coming up, take extra double X, because you know who's coming to KOP? A founders double diamond. Oh my God. Kumar and Anjali will be doing the meeting, and for those of you that be like, what is a founders? Just say a lot of money, and then you time it times 4. That's a lot. And then this Tuesday, we have somebody that is going diamond, Rajiv Amini Saja. And for those of you part of the Kumar team, we have a combined team meeting September 17th. It's a Saturday. It starts at 7. Get there earlier because the seats are going to be gone. And then it's on Hyatt Regency in New Brunswick, New Jersey. Talk to you offline about the directions and have a safe drive home. Take care.
Awesome, man.
Yeah, man, that was a good. No patience Friday. No pace because of the team meeting. So don't come here.
Okay.
Where you get the outing from? From the pharmacy?
What?
The little liquor they make.
What do you want to do?
Oh, you can get anywhere. Walmart.
Walmart part is the best part. What is that brand you use? Water bottle brand? Yeah, Willow, right? Water bottle. What's it for? Wells. Oh, yeah, I'll make it now. I'm trying to find it. Oh.
Where it went. Yeah, I have this. That one's different.
Are we getting this one?